everyone, I'm making a video teaching you guys how to make a teddy bear corset top like this one. So it's basically just like a normal corset top that's like corseted on the sides, but I just stuck a teddy bear on it. So you're obviously gonna need a sewing machine. I'm also gonna use pins. I have like plastic boning for the corset. I'm gonna use this stuffed animal to put on the corset. Then you're also gonna need grommets, a grommet hole puncher machine, a mallet, and then I'm gonna use brown fabric and brown ribbon. I forgot to mention it, but you're also gonna need scissors, so these are mine. And then the template that I'm using just looks like this. So for the front, I use this since it like comes down here. And then for the back part, I just fold it so that it's flat because the back is flat. So this is the template I'm using. And then I'm making this corset for my friend and she wanted it to also be brown. So I'm gonna use the same brown fabric as this and then same brown satin ribbon. And then the grommets that I'm gonna use are just these small little grommets. So the first thing that I do is I grab my fabric and then I fold over a piece of it, just enough to fit my template on it. And then I'll put it down and then I'll use my pins to secure it to the fabric. And then once it's secured to the fabric, I use my scissors to cut it out. So I'm gonna do the front part first. Okay, so it's all secure now. So once it's secured on there, I just grab my scissors and then I'll cut it out. Okay, so I cut out the front part of it and then I'll just do the same for the back, except for the back, you're gonna wanna fold this part down so that it's flat. So now I have the back side pinned and I'm also just gonna cut it out now. Okay, so I'm done cutting out the second panel. And then once I finish, the same pins that I pinned it with, I just pinned the two pieces of fabric together so that it's easier to sew it once it comes time to sew. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. I pinned it all together. And then the other one is also all pinned and ready to get sewn up. Okay, so I'm gonna start stitching the back and the front together so I have both panels and then there's two pieces in there. And you're only gonna wanna stitch the sides, so from like here to here, for both sides, and then this like middle section, but you're not gonna sew the top and you're not gonna sew the bottom because you're gonna flip it inside out so that you don't see any of the threads. So I'll do that really quick and then show you what that looks like after. Okay, so this is what it looks like once it's all stitched up. So I only did the side, the middle, and then the other side. And I didn't do the top or the bottom, but so at this point you're gonna flip it inside out. And then once you flip it inside out, it should look like this, so you don't see the thread or anything. So now I'm just gonna do the back panels. So the back side is also done now, so I'm just gonna flip it inside out. Okay, so this is what the back side looks like. Okay, so next we're gonna take off the gingerbread girl's head and arms and legs and then attach them to the corset top. So what I do is I cut the head off and then I'll cut like a circle here so that there's enough fabric on the outside to pin to the corset. And then I'll do the same thing for the arms and the legs. Okay, so I have all the pieces now and I'll pin it to the corset top and then I'll sew it. So this is what it looks like once it's all pinned, and then once I sew it, I'll be able to cut off the excess fabric on the side. I finished sewing the gingerbread girl to the corset top, so now I just have to cut off the excess fabric. Okay, so you're gonna wanna sew 2 straight lines big enough for the boning to go through. So you're gonna do it on this side, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I finished the boning on the side. I'm just gonna add 2 like I did with this one. But there's still a raw edge on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is fold it over and then pin it, and then I'll just sew a straight line all throughout the bottom of it, and then I'm gonna do the same with the back of the other one. So now the back is all pinned, and then I'll just sew a straight line across here so that there's not a raw edge. And then I'm gonna do the same with the front side. And then here's what the front looks like once it's all stitched up. So next I'm gonna attach the 2 straps together. So all you wanna do is put one of the ends into the other end. So you'll put it in there, and then you'll just pin it. And then once you pin it, it'll be like this. And then you just wanna stitch a straight seam through there, and then you'll be done with the straps. Okay, so now it's all attached together. I just have to do the grommets. Okay, so now you're gonna need your little mallet and then one of these tools. You put it on the fabric and then hit it with the mallet, and then it'll make a hole in the fabric. So you're gonna wanna make 5 on this side and 5 on this side. So 5 on each side, and then same for the front side, so that they can attach on the sides. Well, I just accidentally made a hole through this entire towel. So, a tip, I guess, is to hammer this on top of a surface that you don't really care about. Okay, so I finished doing all the holes on each side. So now I just have to put in the grommets, and then we're done. So I have both pieces of my grommet thing here. So there's the little top part and then the little bottom part. So the big circle part goes on this side, the side that you're gonna see. So you're gonna squeeze that through like that. And then the back piece, you're just gonna put it here to hold it. And then I have my grommet machine thing here. So I put the grommet right on there, and then I push this down, and you have to do it kind of hard. And then after that, the grommet is secured. So you're gonna wanna do that for all the holes, and I'll show you what that looks like once it's done. Okay, so I just finished putting on the last grommet. So now there's 10 grommets on the front and 10 grommets on the back. And at this point, you just thread the ribbon through, and then you're all done. So I don't have enough brown ribbon to finish it, so I'm just gonna use some other ribbon. Okay, so here's the completed corset top. So yeah, that's how you make a teddy bear corset top.